lot of line wrapped. So these screws, at least these two, are usually interchangeable. So, so if I misplace them, I'm not too worried about it. But that said, I am going to make an attempt to try to keep them roughly in the position that I took them off. They all look roughly the same, so not a big deal there. Okay, now, I think I am going to have to take these off. So it's basically, there's this one spacer, there is that seat, and then there's a washer there. So I'm going to take them off all as 1, 2, 3, and put them next to the spool, and more line that I got wrapped around it. That's not good. That's not good. It's an interesting piece. It almost looks like it's got a seal on it. Let me take this off. There's another washer there. It goes underneath. And there's the nut. So these are usually, they're either clockwise or counterclockwise. For some reason, I feel like it should be counterclockwise. Nope, counterclockwise tightens it. So clockwise loosens this one up. Quick look underneath. There's nothing underneath. And let me take. This is a tiny rail. So my one complaint about this rail is it wasn't the smoothest. Sorry, it's smooth. It wasn't the loosest. It required a little bit more inertia than I thought it should to get it going. But I didn't break it open and lube it when I bought it. So what you're looking at is the factory lubrication plus about a month and a half of fishing. All right, now this side plate should come off. Yep. Gosh dang, that's tiny. The bearings look super dry. It's got one bar for support. It's got enough grease on it. So, you know what? I actually don't think I'm going to take it fully apart. It's got enough grease on those moving parts. This brass piece here probably could use a little bit more. And the bearings definitely need some lubrication. I think that's all I need to do for this. It's super clean. There was no issues with water intrusion or anything like that. Let me get started on that. Generally, my philosophy is do as little as you need to do to get it where you need it to be. Sometimes doing too much actually makes things worse. So I just put a little grease on the drive shaft. You don't want to put too much, because that could actually have the effect of adding a little bit more resistance to it. I'm just going to clean up some of the extra. It's like a lot of extra grease just laying around. I'm going to clean some of that up. Take it out. Just going to grab a rag here. 1 sec. Yeah, you don't want too much grease in these ultralight rails, just enough. So what I'm doing is taking out where I saw too much, and I'm just putting it on a rag. That looks pretty good. Again, I didn't really use it that much. Now is that a sealed? I'm wondering if that bearing there is a sealed bearing. Just taking that shaft out. All right, one side of that bearing is sealed, but the other isn't. So what I'm going to do is, this is the anti-reverse. I'm not going to put any oil or grease on that. Just leave it the way it is. Leave it on the clutch. But this bearing here, the one that I thought might be sealed on the front, I am putting some oil in from the back, because the back side doesn't appear to be sealed. Now, I don't know if you can see, but there is like a little notch where this anti-reverse clutch goes in. So you got to make sure it's fit the right way. When I took it out, I saw some of the some of the grease that I put on the main shaft came out. So I'm adding that back in. That feels pretty good. All right, now what am I going to do? I'm going to put this. Before I do that, I need to oil these. Spin them a little bit. There's one, and I could do this side from right there. That'll get worked in once I put the handle back and start turning around. place. Right, so I just went back and watched what I filmed so far, and I confirmed that this this little ball bearing graphic is pointing to the left side of the rail, and I mean, I don't understand what this arrow has to do with anything then. Left side of the rail, and there was a little bit of a gap there. That's just the way it is. So good to film yourself while you're doing these things, so you can go back and you have a reference point in case you get a little bit confused. So I'm going to put this cap back on. Oh, don't want to lose anything. And when in doubt, like if it feels like it's, you know, you're not sure if you're screwing things in the right way, it's always best when you put these screws in to go backwards a little bit before you start tightening it down, just to make sure that the threads are aligned. Put that back down. Yeah, it does sit a little bit lower with it. So this, with the little nipple part, needs to go down first. Clockwise tightens it. Oh, counterclockwise tightens it. It is then this finally goes on. There you go. There you go. Stop trying to put it somewhere else, dude. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to look. And put these screws back on. Just putting a little bit of grease at the end of my screwdriver makes it easier to hold these ridiculously small screws in place while you try to put them on. Unless you have a magnetic screwdriver. Tight. Tight. That might be it. No. So these pieces go in. Okay, remember this goes first. And that will just slide down. And these two go on afterwards, so that they can only go on one way. The shim washer to adjust the line lay. And just so you know, this is a seal drag. I should probably take a look at the drag stack while I'm at it. There's always something, right? Oh, cool. It's a felt drag. I actually prefer felt drag. And this looks super clean. It's just a single felt washer. I'm not gonna do anything other than just take a little dirt off. And I'm gonna put that back. I think felt washers, especially Japanese felt, are better for finesse applications. Felt is smoother at the lower drag settings than the carbon. It just can't compete at the high end. So it's still not the loosest reel, but adding, really it was the oil on the bearings and a little bit of grease on the main drive that made the difference. It is, let's check the roller bearing really quick. Roller bearing still moves great, so I'm not even going to bother taking it apart. No complaints there. I caught maybe 30 fish on this. 40 fish, 50 fish. Nothing crazy. All small stuff. So, I'm going to call this complete. going to call this as good as it gets.